Hello everyone, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out 다시 봄 by EST. 다시 봄, that is Korean for spring again. If you want to be literal with the translation, it's actually again, comma, spring. But for English grammar's sake, it makes more sense to flip it around to spring again. Now, EST is back, and I gotta admit, I'm a little bit excited for this comeback, just because their last comeback, Inside Out, in my opinion, was one of my favorite newest title tracks. I don't know if that reaction properly conveyed my excitement and how much I really fell in love with that song. And you cannot tell me that "You're the One That I Want" is not one of the most addictive hooks you have ever heard. And so, for the past year, I have been listening to that quite a bit. Now, I'm trying to meet my expectations. I know that 다시 봄 might not be as addictive and, in the same kind of catchy hook as Inside Out, but still, I am properly excited for this. Now, before we get into the newest video, let's talk about today's sponsor, me. Guys, real quick, if you want to support the channel and if you enjoy our content, consider visiting our Patreon. We don't make money on YouTube doing these reaction videos because they're copyright blocked. So the best way to support the channel is to visit our Patreon. We also have bonus reactions for you guys. So not only would you be supporting the channel, but you would also be getting reactions to listening parties. We might do a listening party for Newest if this came with an album next month. We also check out variety content, K-drama content, survival shows. We just recently finished Girls Planet and Loud, and we're just now starting Produce 48. And I might, depending on how I like Produce 48 by the end of it, I might go back and watch the other Produce seasons, because several of the news members were also on season 2 of Produce. So if that's of any interest to you guys, come visit our Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily if you don't want to. Simply like the video and remember to subscribe down below. We would really appreciate it. All right, let's get into the video. This is 다시 봄 by EST, and this is your form of therapy. It's just making me think of the Rocket Punch song. 다시 봄. Ooh.
계절은 추억이 되어 쌓이겠죠. 사랑이란 건 기다림조차도 나를 채워가죠. 여기서 찬란한 우리 둘의 시간을 끌어안고 내딛는 우리 걸음하는 저기들이 울면 나도 모를 사이에 못 참을 만큼 네가 그리워서 보고 싶으면 그때 난 어떻게 보고 싶은 혼잣말 계절의 바람 그 위로 발자국처럼 만나서 보고 싶은 날 언젠가 우리 다시 만나보면 널 품는다 우리의 봄이 여전하게 세상이 모두 변해도 나는 변하지 않을 수 없어 우리 모두 지난 선물이 되면 그곳에 서 있을게 다시 봄이 찾아오면 사랑을 알게 되면 아픔이 더 커진다는 말을 믿지 않아 우리의 정원에 가득 피어난 꽃잎처럼 나도 모를 사이에 못 참을 만큼 네가 그리워서 보고 싶으면 그때 난 어떻게 보고 싶은 말 혼잣말 계절의 바람 그 위로 발자국처럼 만나서 보고 싶은 날 언젠가 우리 다시 만나보면 널 품는다 시간 속을
Wow, what the heck is that set?
어디로 가도 멀어질까 봐 더욱더 겁나 네가
Wow.
숨이 멈출 때까지 없을 거야
love this second part of the chorus. It's so good. Wow. 10 out of 10. That was incredible. That was fantastic. Newest, first of all, they do not get the credit that they deserve. I definitely do not even give them the credit that they deserve. And I praise them every single time, but every time I listen to their music, and the more I like step back and like look at their previous releases, I'm like, damn, over the course of their career, still they there are a lot of boy groups on the scene, but to say that Newest has always had a very particular, very well produced sound is definitely an understatement. And I don't know why a group that has such a very distinct, powerful sound does not get the kind of recognition that they deserve. But I think Tashi Pom really, really kind of cements it into perspective for me. I think definitely say like I think Newest is one of the best sounding groups. Like when I say sounding groups, I mean both sonically, like the instrumental for this was so beautiful, but also their vocals. I mean, their vocals are so amazing. This song kind of reminds me a little bit of the Up Tension song that we got earlier this year for their Novella album. That kind of sentimental pop ballad sort of vibe. And I don't know if you hear this leaf blower going off in the distance. I cannot do anything about that. But my God, I love a good pop ballad title track. Now, those are really hard to pull off, but if any group could do it, I think Newest, definitely can, and they did, just because they have the vocals to back it up. And I don't know if this is going to become like a much more regular thing. What I'm really enjoying about the K-pop scene is as much as different parts of the K-pop genre are pushing forward in terms of like production styles and like interesting structures, I like that because there's so much experimentation, there seems to be like a counter reaction of some groups going like, okay, let's go the more traditional route, like even more so like, but what can we do that's different? And well, ballads are not traditionally title tracks a lot. Newest, I think, has done a couple of like, maybe not like a full pop ballad like this, but they have definitely done like this very sentimental, melancholic stuff for their title tracks before. But this one, I feel like they lean a little bit more heavy into the ballad stuff. I think it was just way more pop back then. But this song is so good. I want to watch it again, but the music video I thought was also very glorious. I feel like that's the way I want to describe it. It was so beautiful. It was so visually captivating. I feel like I'm not really going to be ranting about the production here in like the traditional sense of like the camera work or the editing and stuff like that, because I don't think there was anything necessarily that stood out to me in that way. But what I did really want to compliment the production on is the set design across the board was so gorgeous, so beautiful. I think the way that it was lit, I think the way they designed the sets, even though all the sets look very diverse from one to the other, they all still look like there was a cohesion there. Like it was very cohesive, even the way that they filmed it. And I think the lighting plays a very big role. I think the fact that like it's all very cinematic, very dramatic lighting, I think really leans into that. So let's go ahead and take a look. This set alone is really nice. First of all, let's actually take that back immediately. The color design here is really, really well done. We'll ignore the whiteness of the idols in each scene, like Ren here, because the whiteness I feel like is more tied to the video as opposed to not tied to the exact set design. I think the set design is locked to itself, but I love the set design here. I love the practical light here, the nice little warm light that they've got right here. But then this overall room has like a very storybook picture sort of a vibe inspiration behind it. It looks like what looks like it would be like a small cottage, like grandma's small cottage, right? But I love this big tree. I'm sure we all do as well. You know, in real life, I don't like patterned walls like this. Again, reminds me of like grandma's house. And yet it works here because it provides, I feel like, a very intimate, warm vibe to it. But I also really like this green couch that they got here, like a bunch of vintage furniture. But the green couch, I think, pairs really well with the brown and the yellow, like the yellow hue of the walls, the warmness of the walls. Like overall, this has a very spring inspiration set decoration behind this entire thing, which is just brilliant. It's just, I really like the scene. I'm sorry, something about this piano opening keeps making me think of Rocket Punch. Wow, hold on. Let's take a look at this scene. I thought that was Peko for a second. I'm pretty sure this is JR. Wow. This one's a little bit more simple, but I love this lush velvet. I don't know if it would be velvet or a velvet-like material, like this reflective, like aqua, like dark aquamarine color. Like the majority of the room is this bright, very pastel blue, but I love the blue on the curtains because it pops. It's got more contrast than the blue on the actual walls. And then this being the centerpiece, I don't know if it's a bed or like just like a giant beanbag, but let's just call it a bed for now. But the bed is the centerpiece, which the featured player is on. So just a great move to make it the strongest, like eye-popping color here. And then all the other little set decoration is either clear glass, white, or gold, which are colors that work really well with blue. I just really like the set decoration here. Wow. Oh, man. I'm just realizing that they had sand on the floor right here. Oh, I love this part. I love the little parentheses. These aren't ad-libs. Like, whatever you would call that. Ooh, angelic. Oh, and then Eren looks like he's in a post-apocalyptic future, very Horizon Zero Dawn of like the world ended and there's the old technology still left, but new like new foliage has sprung up. But yeah, I love the clash of the actual sets. You've got like this minimalistic circle thing right here, which very nice touch. They didn't need to have that, but I think it's a very nice piece to have in the background. It really kind of elevates the scene. But you know, the clash between what you would expect to be a lamppost, but instead it's a chandelier. So you have something that's very nice and what's 고급스러워 in English? Bougie? Would that be the word? You've got something nice and bougie, and then something of a relic like a phone booth, and then you've got him dressed all nice and bougie like there's so much clashing right now. So then you have technology right here, but then you've got nature right here. Like I love just so many different things are contrasting, both from like the technological aspect, and then like it's like really cluttered and messy right here, and yet in the center of the frame everything is very minimalist and simple, so it pulls your focus there. Like just the set deco like in this music video is just next level. Ooh, okay. Couple things. So this explosion, I love how the explosion then motivates them punching holes in the wall to let the light through, and then Obviously, you throw in some fog in there, and then you see the nice beams of light coming in. Looks even more heavenly. And then Peko scene right here. I love like just the water, like the light refracting on the water, and then how they're capturing the shadows on the walls. That's really nice. Especially given that it's a blue room, so then the water influence fits really well. Oh, I love this part. This kind of I love just like the way they do the top lining right there, the na, 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 na. Like the first part they draw out that last line, but then the second one, to keep it interesting, they cut it off short. The na, 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 na. Like they cut it off short. I really like that. Trying to figure out what these things were. I wonder if it's related to the lyrics where he says, "The more you know love, the larger the pain." I wonder if that's what these weird coral spike things coming out of the wall are supposed to represent. It's like love being sharp. You know how like a rose has thorns. I wonder if that's kind of the motivation behind this whole set. Ooh, Jesus. Oh, I love that. I don't know who the second person was that just did that. I don't know who that was. I mean, given how loud he was, I'm kind of gonna guess Beko. But it's just, oh my god, so good. Oh my gosh! This... Switching to the monochrome in those shots, I wonder what motivated that. Let me see. Was it just the chorus? Okay, it's just the chorus. Now it's like getting dark and the lights are flashing and strobing. Shit is serious. That's what they're trying to convey anyways. I feel like this scene is motivated by also the intention of the song. The lyrics, I think, right here were the perfect place to stop. Where it says, "I embrace you of the spring, we'll meet again." You know, I think it's that classic, like, all the seasons pass, especially winter. It can be tumultuous. Like, I feel like this monochrome scene with like the light strobing, it's kind of like when you go through like a tumultuous winter, like through a blizzard, you know, but after the blizzard there is spring, you know. It has that kind of vibe to it, and I think the monochrome scene really plays into that well. This set is so cool. Real quick, so far, what did they build? Oh my god, this is intense. I really, really like this. Like the layering of the wood. Like, oh, such a waste. Like, by waste, I mean like it's so beautiful. Like this should be like a museum installation art piece. Like it's such a waste that like they built this and probably destroyed it afterwards. Like I don't know, put it at a shopping mall or something. Like it's such a nice piece.
매달리다 어디로 가도 멀어질까 봐 더욱더 겁나 내가 널 잊는 일 숨이 멈출 때까지 없을 거야 보고 싶은 말 혼잣말 계절의 바람 그 위로 발자국처럼 남아서 보고 싶은 날 언젠가 우리 다시 만날 운명을 꿈꾼다 우리의 꿈이 여전하게 세상이 모두 변해도 나는
This rain scene is beautiful. Man, I gotta say, that was spectacular. That was such a beautiful music video. As I mentioned previously, I don't think it was necessarily intentional on their part, but there's a lot of experimentation going on in K-pop that's becoming definitely the fourth gen new wave type of thing, and so this feels like almost a reaction to that. And you know, when you do a song, you know, this song, it's pretty predictable, it's familiar, but when you do a predictable and familiar type of song, there's nothing wrong with it, but it better be damn good then. It better be so good that, like, whether it's familiar, whether you've seen this kind of concept before, this type of song before, the song just has to be really, really good, and they have to nail it. And I think even more so than the music video is very, very important, because it's a very beautiful song, and if the music video cannot realize how beautiful the song is and kind of like really glamorize it in all its glory, it's a waste. And so I think 다시 봄, they completely nailed it. They made an amazing K-pop ballad, like a true pop ballad, not just a ballad in K-pop, but like it's a pop ballad, definitely. Really great melody. And also, I mean, they have some of the best vocalists backing it up, you know, so it also sounds amazing. And I think the music video did an extraordinary job. It looked very a mix of like fantasy and very storybook like, and it gave the song, I think it elevated the song, it lifted the song, maybe not by much. Like, I don't necessarily think it's going to be a situation like One Wee's latest title track, where Universe, where I forever, like, when I listen to that song, I associate it forever with that music video because they're so, like, intrinsically tied together. I don't think that's the case here, but I do think that the music video is so beautiful and it was so perfectly executed and decorated. I really think that the set deco here was pulling the heavy weight. I think that that part was so well done. I do think like it elevates the song. Like, I think it is going to be a completely different experience for if you just listen to this song like by itself, or if you listen to the song while watching the music video. The music video does definitely take you somewhere. So with that in mind, I have to give it a 10 out of 10 score. I really, really think solid. They gave it they gave us a solid comeback. They gave us a solid song. Again, very predictable, very familiar type of a song and structure, but familiar doesn't always mean bad. You know, you can't constantly be having every song be an experimental thing, because then, you know, nothing is special. You know, when everything in the world is special, nothing is special, right? So I do think that this song is really, really solid and stable. And the fact that I think it is something that people have done before, because it is a familiar sound, it's even more difficult to pull it off. And so I think Newest did an incredible job with that. So 10 out of 10, both in the song and the video. guys, that's it for my reaction and review to newest 다시 봄. Would love to know, what do you guys think in the comments down below? You guys enjoy it? How does it compare to their more upbeat tracks or their more stylish, cool tracks? Do you like the pop ballad sound? I mean, I thought they completely nailed it. You know, I've very much been a casual newest listener, but a very casual newest listener for the longest time. And if there was ever a song that finally like sent me over the edge, it was definitely Inside Out. But 다시 봄 is like that cherry on top where I'm like, okay, now I need to dive into newest. Like this was the song. This was the song for me. But I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Guys, thank you for watching our video. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you would like to support us just a little bit more, support us directly, you can visit our Patreon. As I mentioned, I'm definitely going to be doing a listening party now for a newest album next month. So if you want to check that out, come join our Patreon. We also check out variety and listening parties and K-drama and survival show content. So yeah, if you want bonus content and support the channel, visit our Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily if you don't want to. Just hit the like button down below. Make sure you hit subscribe. We're going to have the subscribe button for you right here. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video. Check out our other videos over here, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.